First thing we're going to do is start with our calendar. So I'm sitting here on a regular plain blank Google page, and what I'm going to do is click on the waffle. I'm already signed into my Gmail account, so I'm going to click the waffle. I'm going to go to calendar. Likewise, I can always go to this part right up here in my web browser, and I can type in calendar.google.com, and that will bring up this calendar icon here. I'm going to click on today for today's schedule, and the first thing you might notice is that I'm in a month view. I can show this in month, day, week, year, or up to a 4-week schedule if I'd like to look at my calendar in a 4-week schedule, which is very similar to the month view, except it shows just 4 weeks instead of a solid month. All right, next thing we're going to do is, my mouse keeps jumping around a little bit. It just jumped over to July and August. We are here in June, and if I'd like to create a new appointment, I can just go to whatever that appointment might be. Let's say I have an appointment on June 27th. All I have to do is click on June 27th and add my calendar item. Let's say I have a acupuncture appointment, so I'm going to type acupuncture appointment, and I spelled that wrong. It's telling me I spelled it wrong because there is a red underline there. All I have to do to fix it is right click on my mouse and correct the spelling. If I'd like to add a time, I can just click add time right here where it says add time, and then let's say my appointment is at noon, so I just put it at 12 noon, and let's say the appointment ends at 1 o'clock. So all I have to do is click on the 1 o'clock item and put from 1:50 to 1 p.m. If this was an all-day appointment, I could click this little button here that says all day, and then notice that the time has disappeared from my options. Next thing I'm going to do is put the all day, or unclick the all day appointment. If I'd like to add some guests to my appointment, I could do that here. We'll get back to adding guests in just a moment. If I'd like to get rid of this time, I just have to click somewhere over on the right hand side. If I'd like to add a location for this appointment, let's say it's at 1234 Main Street, and it's in Orange, California. This would show up on my phone as an address, and I would be able to navigate to this from my phone. Click save so you can see that the appointment has been scheduled on the 27th of June at 12 noon. Now the next thing you might notice is over here on the left hand side, it says my calendars. Your calendars might look slightly different, but I have my Google Computer Classes calendar, which is this current calendar. I have birthdays, which I'm not showing the birthdays calendar right now for privacy reasons. I have a family calendar that I'm going to show you how to add into this. And I have some tasks, which we'll get into in the next video. If I'd like to add another calendar, let's say I need to add an appointment for my pet's vet appointments. Maybe I need to add another calendar for that. So I'm going to click Other Calendars, Create New Calendar, and I'll say Pet Calendar. And I can say schedule all pet appointments. Here. Create the calendar and wait for it, and go back a step, and notice that we now see the pet calendar. I can customize the color of the pet calendar by clicking on these 3 dots or the stoplight right there, and I'll just choose a lovely color of purple for my pet calendar. Now, if I'd like to schedule a vet appointment for one of my pets, let's say I have a vet appointment on July 1st, I'm going to click July 1st and say cat's first appointment. Okay, and the cat's first appointment will have a time associated with it, and that time will be 10:30 to 11:50. And I'm not adding any guests to this calendar. And I'm going to go ahead and choose the type of calendar that belongs here. So I'm going to click Google Class Calendar, and I'll change it to the pet calendar. Now I'm going to click Save, and notice that the cat's first appointment calendar item shows up on the calendar. If I uncheck this little box that says Pet Calendar, the pet calendar goes away and I don't have to see it. Likewise, if I uncheck holidays in the United States or phases of the moon, I get rid of those calendars as well if I feel like my calendar is too cluttered. I can also click this task calendar and the family calendar and get rid of those. Now, I've noticed that I made a little mistake over here under the acupuncture appointment. I'm going to click right here. And this is real, and I'm going to edit this appointment. And this calendar has nothing to do with my Google computer classes, so I'm going to change that calendar to my family calendar. And then click Save. Other things I can do with my calendar, let's say I have this family calendar, and again I created that by clicking Other Calendars, clicking the plus button and saying Create New Calendar, and that's how I got the family calendar up here. Let's say I'm going to add another family appointment. So let's say I need to have one of my kids go to the dentist. I'm going to say kids dentist, and I'm going to change it to a different calendar, changing it to the family calendar, and then I'm clicking Save. But now I remember that I should notify my kids of their appointment, so I'm going to add their names to this calendar to notify them that their dentist appointment has been set up. So clicking on the kid's dentist appointment, clicking on the pencil icon to edit the event, and then I also would like to add my kids. I'm going to click here and add another guest. So let's say that's for one of my kids' appointments. And now they will be notified that, and when I click Save here, it'll say, would you like to send an appointment reminder to this particular person? And I will say, okay, send. And that will notify the kids that they have a dentist appointment. Okay, under the settings wheel in the upper right hand corner, up at the top of the Google Calendar, I'm going to click Settings and go right to Settings. And right here I have all this under the hood stuff. So if I would like to change my language, I could change it right here under Language and Region. If I'd like to change my time zone for some reason, when you're on a phone or on a laptop computer, you might need to change your time zone when you're traveling to another time zone. You can have world clocks here if you'd like to show world clock and add a time zone. You can go down to event settings, and right now my event settings are set for the duration of 50 minutes. Speedy meetings. Uncheck that. Go to 60 minutes. I would like desktop notifications to be sent to me when my appointments are almost ready. I could have desktop notifications on, or I could have alerts on. Likewise, I can have snooze notifications turned off 2 minutes before an event, or 5 minutes before an event, or any time in between that. Scrolling down here, I could import or export other calendars from other places. If I had a calendar somewhere on my computer, then I could add it right here and import that particular calendar. Here's all the calendars that I have. If I wanted to export them to a different calendar application or program, I could do that right here. Okay, that is all I have for you in calendars. Thanks for watching.